So where does wisdom come from? Hey, it's Lenny Wennerstrom, and I am here to help you find your purpose. And one of the tools I use in order to help you to do that more easily is a book from Dr. Shad Helmstetter, 365 Days of Positive Self-Talk for Finding Your Purpose. A very cool book. If you've been with me for any time at all, you understand neuroplasticity and how his very specific messages that he has created for you to repeat a rule of neuroplasticity are very, very helpful, very powerful, and very empowering, especially in finding your purpose. So this is for October 4th, day 277, 88 days left, and 75.68% complete with 2024. So 88 days left in 2024. So here is, where does wisdom come from? Let's read that passage for you. I choose to be wise. Wisdom comes from learning from my experiences. This is where wisdom comes from. From your experiences, thinking things through, always thinking before I speak, considering more points of view than my own, and never speaking without having something worthwhile to say. I choose to be wise, and it is a choice that helps me every day in many positive ways. How powerful are choices? How powerful is it and empowering to understand that you have wisdom, but you get to decide when you want to employ that and use that for yourself and others, and in order to better yourself. So the positive ways that you can do that. So let's spin that around. Here we go. You choose to be wise. Wisdom comes from learning from your experiences, thinking things through, always thinking before you speak, considering more points of view than your own, and never speaking without having something worthwhile to say. You choose to be wise, and it is a choice that helps you every day in many positive ways. Choosing to be wise. We talk about choices a lot. Choices are so powerful because you have the choice to change your programs, the choice to change your attitude, your beliefs, anything, your attitude about anything and everything in your life. And I have been on the journey of helping you, showing you that you can excel in times of change. If this is your first time watching me, if you're interested in why my husband is in the hospital, and he's been through many iterations of illness and almost dying several times, and having a ventilator and a trach and dialysis and so many things. And so, what do you do in situations like that? Well, not only do you do your very best, you choose. I choose. I choose to live fully. I choose to look at it as an experience that is going to benefit me around the corner. I teach something called practical spirituality. Practical spirituality has two component parts, which is the spiritual journey and then the human experience. That human experience, we are both at the same time. The human experience, I talk a lot about neuroplasticity because until the day you die, neuroplasticity basically means your brain is being rewired, constantly rewired until you take that last breath. So it's just a constant, consistent thing, whether it be positive or negative, whatever is more repeated to you more often, and especially when there's emotion attached to it, that's when you are going to feel, and that's when you're going to, it's going to stick more and create those new neural pathways in your brain. So because the repetition, then add the emotion, and that's a recipe for success. Maybe something that doesn't feel good, something that doesn't benefit you. And over 77% of our conscious programs are negative, harmful, they self-sabotaging, and all of that. And I've talked to you about my husband, how he's sabotaged himself over and over and over again, pulling lines and everything else. Right now, he was in a what is it rehab, and he was doing so well, and then and then they called and said he coded, and I did a I did a video from that morning, and so but he actually didn't, but he did have, he was really low blood sugar, and he was having some pretty difficult issues, so they wanted to do some more dialysis to move things out of his blood, and he's kind of stopped putting out urine. But as I pointed out, and the doctor was really cool about this, as I pointed out, he has not had anything to eat or drink since the, let's see, when did he, that was Wednesday. So what's today? So Thursday is when they called. And this passage is for Friday. So although it's another day, because I'm catching up, because there's been so much going on, as I always do. So this passage is for Friday, but that is what has happened, and so they put him into the ICU, and then I'll catch you up on the next video, which I'm going to do. So this wisdom and the choices and everything in this passage for today, choosing to be wise. And this part is really powerful. Wisdom comes from learning from my experiences, thinking things through, always thinking before I speak, considering more points of view than my own. How many people do you know that just shut you down when you want to express your point of view? And how many people have you shut down because you don't want to hear it? It's like anything about politics or religion or finances or you name it, family, relationships. It's like, I know what is right for me and I don't want to hear it. I'm not talking about boundaries or somebody imposing their free will. It's more like, when are you open to receive? And when are you listening? And when are the other people listening? And when are they receiving, like, from your wisdom, the things that you have learned? This is powerful stuff. Learning to listen is powerful. Learning to, it's a skill. But it comes from the heart. It comes from wanting to be there for another person and wanting to better yourself as well. So I'm going to read this one last time, and then we'll go to the passage for October 5th, which is, well, I'll be right back with October 5th. But let's go ahead and do this one, because for October 4th, it's very, very powerful. I choose to be wise. Wisdom comes from learning from my experiences, thinking things through, always thinking before I speak, considering more points of view than my own, and never speaking without having something worthwhile to say. I choose to be wise. You can choose to be wise. Choice is powerful and empowering. And it is a choice that helps me every day in many positive ways. And it does. I love you so very, very much. So you can find your purpose. You can, if you have already found it, you can activate it. You can move into it. You can create skills around it. You can do, be, have, create, change, absolutely anything in your life. I love you so very, very much. I believe in you. Yes, you can do this. As always, shining my light to brighten yours. And see you in just a bit for October 5th.